Hey, 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 Mama TC for part 3. How y'all doing? Yeah, I'm back. And yeah, we're talking today about the marks in our hand, which is the W for Holy Watcher, or some call it the M for Messenger, and then if you have the crescent moons. Now, what I've been saying in the past 3 videos, I'm talking more about because this subject has becoming so huge. Like recently, I'm talking over the past week, we've had a moon not too long ago, but it seems, all those moon videos, like more have been coming out, despite the fact that the next full moon is not even until the 27th. But we have an upcoming alignment of planets tomorrow night, the 20th. And so right now the energy is super high, as if there already is a full moon. So there's all kinds of videos they're putting out, giving you directions about aligning yourself emotionally, because the last moon we had was another Lion Gate portal recently. And that Lion's Gate portal was so powerfully strong. I mean, the dramatic energy in there was so hot. Yeah, this is my copper bottle. It's good to drink your water out of copper bottles. And make sure if you get one, though, you rinse it out and clean it. There's a way to clean it with vinegar and stuff like that. And so you can look it up before you get one. But it's very good to have it. It charges your water energetically. But we'll go over that another time. I'm just moving it out the way. So when it comes to all these energetic stuff going on with all the shifting that's happening, yes, everything's still shifting. We are in 5D. Okay, but some people are still mentally stuck in 3D. And that's why you got all this stuff going on and people are freaking out and they're seeing stuff on the news. And that's another thing. We as chosen ones need to avoid all this conspiracy theory stuff. Much of it we know is truth. They've been lying to us about so much stuff. But you can't feed all that negative energy into your brain. If you bear this mark, you are destined for greatness. I keep saying that. But in a way that, and I know you guys have felt this tugging and this pulling. It's the universe is going to force you into what you were born for. No matter which way you try to plan your life and want it to work out, if you're seeing things fall apart in your life, or they have been in the past, you've lost people, you've discovered people aren't who you thought they were and all that stuff, that is because your life is changing for the betterment of yourself. You may not see that right now, but you have to trust the Most High. He sets you up this way, so you go through everything you're going through, and each thing you go through is a learning experience that strengthens you and makes you stronger spiritually. You're going to grow from it. You may not feel it yet, but the more you get into this and spiritually grow with the Most High, you're going to see that this is what you need to do, because you are such a powerful being on this planet where you don't really belong. Yes, it's the truth. That others see your shining bright light. I talk about shine. You shine all the time in my very early on videos. Your shine is so bright here on this earth. Others can't stand it. They don't like it. As much as you want to be around them and you want to love them and you want them to love you, they could smile in your face and stab you right in the back, because the most people you love the most will hurt you, because you outshine everything you touch, everything you do. Have you noticed that when your life, you said you were going to do something, you ended up doing it. You're a high achiever. You've always been successful. If you bear this mark, you're probably an O negative or an O positive. But even if you're not that particular blood type, the blood type you are, there is a chosen one identity for you. I go over that in the bloodlines, the blood types in a couple of videos prior to this one. So find out who you are. So, but the thing is this. You are destined for such greatness, and it's evident in the things that you've achieved in your life. Have you done things in your life that people have tried to sabotage? Or you've come to the knowledge and realization and finding out later on that they've tried to sabotage. Could have been your own family or some close friends or whatever. You're going to have to realize that now. We're at a critical time now. 3D turned into 5D. The world has changed a lot, big time. You may, listen, the greatest ones that are listed in the Bible were chosen ones. Think about Moses. His whole life, he grew up in the castle. He was Egyptian, he was raised an Egyptian and learned all those ways. God put him there for a reason. His destiny was to learn all that stuff so he could use those skills. Listen, don't discredit everything about Egypt. Yeah, sure, they got into idolatry and they were following the wrong ways and stuff. But Egypt is the cradle of civilization, where the ancient Kemet the ways in which to live, the ways in which, how it all goes. So Moses had that knowledge. So when he came to the actual understanding of he was a Hebrew and why I can't understand why any man is destined to be a slave, he left all that in becoming his chosen self to go deliver his people. You see, he was chosen for that. Yahushua Mashiach, he was raised by his parents, his earthly parents, but he got up when he was older and he left. And then the disciples that followed him, they had to leave everything behind and follow him. Noah, you think he wasn't mostly alone in his choice when he said, I got to go do what God said, build this boat, and everybody laughing at him and all that stuff? But he did what he did, and he focused on the Most High. He had to do what he had to do. Same thing with Abraham. His own wife wouldn't listen to him when he said, God said we're going to have a child. She wouldn't listen, and she got him to have a child with the handmaiden and all that stuff. But Abraham, for the most part, listened. Joseph listened. And their lives changed. And look at Daniel. Daniel was a gifted seer too. He could read dreams just like Joseph did. He was an interpreter. And it saved him many, many times. So many people in the Bible, they stuck close with the Most High, and they went to look at the trials of Job, everything he went through. Now, I'm not saying you're going to have to go through that. But when I talk about the 5 spiritual keys of Baba Vanga, people panic, and they like, oh my God, I'm going to go through all those trials. I don't want the mark in my hand. Even though I got it, I don't want it. You ain't got no choice. Okay? You were given this mark before you were even born. You were destined to come down here, live the life of a human, and then get your butt back to the Most High. And it's your purpose because you're born for this, because you have a purpose in this whole thing coming up, this spiritual battle where God's going to come and kick butt. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, oh, he ain't coming back. There ain't no rapture. Da, da, da. Listen, the Most High is already working. He's doing the work, and he already has people in place down here. And you're awakening now. You're coming into this knowledge. You're going to have to understand and realize that it is your time to come into who you are. And that means dropping some things and leaving them behind. I know it's hard to hear it, but it's the truth. Now, I'm going to repost the Baba Vanga video here on TikTok because a lot of people hadn't seen it. So I'm going to redo it, so y'all will have it. It's not that long. But the 5 spiritual keys, the divine message that was given to Baba Vanga tells you about the 5 keys, spiritual keys you're born with as a chosen one with this mark. She said it. She sent this message for us. You come into the self-knowledge of who you are, number 1. Secondly, you have to come before God with humility, number 2. Third, your service. You're going to be of service to the Most High. This is what frightens people. Oh, I got to be of service. I'm tired of giving of myself to other people. Da, da, da. Then you got to persevere and stick with what your task is in being chosen. That's 4. Then the 5th one, I think, should be number 1, is your faith has to be very strong. So in going over that, that's why you need to see the Baba Vanga video. It's not that simple. It's not that you're going to have a life of challenges and serving God and this and that. That path that you're destined to be is what's going to make your life a very fruitful, wonderful life. If you follow it and do what the Most High said. If you don't line up with him, that's why your life has been all chaotic and challenging and people keep coming. You're under attack because you are shining and they can't stand that shine. Okay, so let me say the last with this PowerPoint thing about, are you ready to embrace your true self? Even if it means losing the comfort of family and familiarity. The universe has already marked you. You were never meant to stay in the shadows, okay? So the M on your hand, or W, is a sign that you're destined for something else. And listen, greater things. In order to step into that greatness, you got to leave everything behind. Okay, so let's see here. There's a danger in staying because the universe cannot pour new wine into old wineskins. Your purpose cannot expand into small, familiar space. You've been keeping it. This mark is of divine distinction, and it demands more from you. It demands that you step into a space where you are not defined by your past, okay, by your relationships, by your old self. It's going to demand that you separate. It's necessary that you separate from others and the familiarity. It's the only way for you to move forward. And it's why Joseph's brothers hated him and they threw him into the pit. It wasn't just because of his dreams. It was because they sensed something in him that threatened their own sense of security. Okay, they felt it in the depths of their souls. They knew he was a threat to him. He was meant for something that they couldn't understand. And so are you. And we're going to get into that. We're coming up part 4.